This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
What is going on, party people? It is your boy Smoooth. That is Smoooth with 3 O's. Another edition of Smoooth Conversations is right now on radio and right now on your screens. Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. If y'all watching for the very first time, thank y'all very much. Appreciate it. I need y'all, not right now, but right now, to like and share this stream. Of course, it's on YouTube, Smoooth Conversations, Smoooth the 3 O's. Right now, also on Twitter and on Facebook, on the Beat District Radio channel and Smoooth Productions as well. So you have a lot of different options to watch this show tonight, to like, to share, because we want to have so many people to tune in and engage and interact. Because the more that y'all interact with us tonight on this show, the better it's going to be. For those wondering about Smoooth Conversations and what about this show and how is it, well, I'm glad y'all asked. Y'all so nice and so kind. But this show has been going on for about 2 years, coming up very soon. The very first show I had was with the amazing actor, producer, comedian, Guy Torrey. And ever since then, the show has truly been a blessing. Call it my ministry. This show is not about, in no shades of other shows, but it's not about being messy or being petty and, you know, the negative stuff that we see a lot of time on social media and other outlets. But it's all about getting these stories told. We see people doing amazing things, whether it's on TV or hearing them on the radio or doing things on social media, whatever they're doing in their life, their lifetime, and making a positive impact. I want to have them on this show and have their stories told. And you never know who could be watching, listening, that can be touched, that can be inspired by what they hear from either myself or from the guests I have on this show. If y'all have not checked out the almost 2 years worth of Smoooth Conversations, please feel free to go ahead then and go on YouTube, Smoooth Conversations, like, subscribe, click that bell, and go to the archives and check out all the amazing previous shows on YouTube. Also, every Thursday, no matter if it's a live show or if it's a best of Smoooth Conversations, you can listen on KBDR Beat District Radio. Just go to beatdistrictradio.com or download the app on Google Play and the App Store. Beat District Radio is about to celebrate their full year, or should I say our full year of being on the air next month. So stay tuned for some amazing news and some updates and some upgrades to the station going down in 2026. Man, it feels weird saying 26 still to this day. And I also do, outside of this show, I am a professional DJ, MC, anything in regards to production. That's what I do. You see Smooth Moments, photography, videography, drone services. I mentioned about the other shows I do. I have 3 sports talk shows. First off, it's under the Platform Sports Talk Show umbrella. The Platform Sports Talk Show has been in existence every Wednesday night for the last 9 years, y'all. For the last 9 years, having amazing guests, not just local, but worldwide. Just last night, had the legend from St. Louis, Larry Hughes, on the show. Amazing conversation to have with him. He's been on the show for about 3 times now. So amazing things, amazing blessings under the Platform Sports Talk Show Network. And the show was so diverse, so amazing that I had to break things up and do 2 other shows. So I have every first Wednesday of the month, Ladies Night, panel of amazing ladies who I say the best panel of ladies who love sports. And then every last Wednesday of the month, you have the Man Cave, where I say where anything can go down. Then in between the first Wednesday and the last Wednesday, you have what I host is the main show. So every Wednesday, y'all, the Platform Sports Talk Show Network is on the airwaves. You can find so much more about that and everything else about Smoooth Productions by scanning the QR code right now or go to Smoooth smoothproductions.com. Don't forget 3 O's in smooth. Going back to Beat District Radio, if you have a business, you want to promote yourself and have an ad on the station, or you want to sponsor the many incredible shows like Smoooth Conversations or the show that you heard prior to me, if you listen on the radio, the Rhythm and Flow show, we have comedy podcasts, we have teen radio shows, we have a slew of other amazing shows from DJing and so many other things. We have a movie critic show, all that. Shoot us an email, info@beatdistrictradio.com. So that is everything in regards to myself. Now, I know y'all enjoy seeing me, but I believe it's someone that you also are looking forward to seeing, and it is truly an honor to have this woman here in the TSC, the Sounders Experience. She is an internationally known artist. Gotta talk about that, y'all. When you think about the band, the amazing band, Dirty Mugs, you cannot stop but think about, well, wait a minute, what about that one lady who be holding things down? Well, guess what? That one lady is right here on the couch, and we're gonna talk about it. She is an amazing talent. I did some research on her before the show, and we're gonna talk about that too. She's like, found out some things that I didn't even know about, but I look forward to having her. She is an amazing singer, rapper, whatever it is on stage, she can make things happen. And I found out personally over the last couple of months that she is a really down to earth person, and look forward to having her story told. So I need everyone right now to leave comments. Once again, share this stream right now and bring your questions, comments, funny stories, whatever you want to do, as I have the one, the only Lotty London in the building. Lotty,
hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Man, it's a pleasure to have you on Smoooth Conversations. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day for being on the show. How has your day been?
It's been great. How's yours been? Yours been?
It's been smooth, very smooth, man.
Smooth.
And there we go.
Everything's smooth.
Everything, Steve. That's gonna be the whole thing for the whole show. Everything is smooth. Mm-hmm. So for those who don't know, last week I made the announcement on Smoooth Conversations, but now Smoooth Productions is my full-time thing. So they say, you have a job? Yes, my full-time job is Smoooth Productions. Laid off after 15 years at Express Scripts. They got tired of me, I guess. And no, I'm just saying, but I maximized the time. Yeah. But now I'm trying to maximize even more, doing the things that I love to do even more. So it's a blessing. And just like this show here and everything under Smoooth Productions, it's truly a blessing. And going back, it's a blessing to have you here on the couch.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, and we didn't have this planned out, everyone, but we're kind of color coordinated here.
I don't know how it happened.
Hey, God says it. You know what I'm saying? He made it happen. Mm-hmm. And shouts out to someone who you may know, Nico.
What up, Nico?
There we go. It says Lotty London, and then the rock out. So shouts out to you, Nico, man. He was on the show a few months ago. Mm-hmm. Amazing conversation. He definitely poured in a lot, man. And we just, like, this the show is all about, man. It's not about having to set questions. It's just general, organic conversation. That's what the show is all about. So with that being said, he says, gang.
That's right.
So the last time that we crossed paths was New Year's Eve.
Yes, 2026.
We just talked about this, but this was, I said to you before, this was a bucket list. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because my wife. Shouts out to you, wifey, Jayance.
Jayance, that's right.
There we go. It's like any show that we go to, like the one that like an outside or whatever. Mm-hmm. If y'all lock eyes, she's gonna be on that stage.
Yep. Yes, she is.
Doing her thing.
She's been there since day one.
What's that? Boom, Dun, dun, dun. It takes two.
It takes two. Yes,
you
the
know,
dance. She knows all that.
She know all the moves.
She knows all the dance steps.
So
yeah.
she is a original, you know what I'm saying?
Very much so.
Dirty Mug
Very
A1
much
fan.
so. Yes.
So something that she pretty much manifested when me and her met, which we were celebrating 5 years in September, 9/11. But when she knew I was a DJ, and then knowing who her favorite band was, it was like she just hoped and prayed that eventually it can come together with her favorite band and her favorite man can come together and make some magic.
Yeah.
And it happened New Year's Eve for the Royal Vagabonds down at the Hilton of the Ballpark.
Yes, it was a good time.
And it was amazing. And just because I am a professional in all I do, and I take my craft seriously, first thing is, I know I did it before at the show, but I want to apologize again because I played one song. It was just one song I played that was on their list.
It's all right.
But they have like 500 songs.
We never know what we're gonna do. We gotta feel the vibe out. We gotta check out what's going on first.
So they have like 500 songs, and I was sent all this like a couple hours before the show. So it wasn't like I was like 24 hours prepared, but I pretty much had a flow because I've been to so many of y'all shows. So I pretty much know what y'all was gonna do. So I played Can We Talk? And I had everyone going crazy. And she came on me. I got this song on the list.
I'm not that mean.
This song on the list. I'm like,
It makes it sound like I'm mean. I wasn't mean.
But no, she was
just
like
assertive, probably.
Right. She was like, hey. She was like, I got this. I'm like, oh, I am so sorry.
It's okay.
My bad.
We have so many songs. We made it. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's good.
But like I said,
Work
because
together.
I take my craft serious and being professional. I'm like, you saw from the get-go, I'm trying to get at you about organizing everything and how this is gonna be, how that's gonna be.
He's on top of his game. So we need a DJ.
Oh, you heard it first. You heard it first. But so like I said, I don't want to step on toe because I don't want nothing to be done on my end.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Just as a professional, I just want to be like, hey, my bad, but
it was okay.
The night was crazy.
I forgot about it until you just said it. We were on to the next.
But the night was crazy. It was fun. We had a good time. And like I said, it was a bucket list for us because I know that I've been wanting it, she been wanting it, and we made it happen. So like I said before the show, I hope that wasn't the last time. It's just the start of many more opportunities to have Smoooth Productions to hold things down with the Dirty Mug. So
it was fun.
Definitely was a pleasure.
I think you caught her off guard too. He brought her up on stage and called her out, and she was all like, oh.
Because so my thing is, if she would have known beforehand, she would have been all nervous and timid and I don't want to do it. And I'm just someone who's big on certain pageantry, and I knew how big it was for her.
Yeah, how fun. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, to be able to say on stage, presenting. Dirty, you know what I'm saying?
No,
so
it was cool. It was a good night.
Yeah, but it was fun. Like I said, hopefully we can run it back, whether it's at the ballpark or wherever else it is. But it was definitely fun. Now, another question I had to ask you, and this is with all due respect.
Okay.
But when can you tell me that you were officially part of the Black community? Because they love. They love you. I'm sure you've been invited to the cookouts and everything. So just tell me, when was that day that you officially signed a contract and said, I'm a part of the Black community?
Well, first of all, there is no contracts. There is no, it's just respect. It's all love. Like, I appreciate all my fans and everything, just respect, honestly, I've always gotten along with all ages, races. I listen to all types of music. People are people to me. Music is music to me. It's all a universal language. It's all love. It's all respect to each other. I just have been myself, just like I expect other people to be genuine. I respect authenticity. And I don't know. I appreciate it. I love it. It wasn't something that I was like, oh, that's what I'm going to set out to do. It just... that became the fan base naturally over most of my life. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the love with me covering hip hop music and R&B music and funk and soul. Like I appreciate it. I'm glad that you like my take on it when I cover certain songs and things like that. I definitely appreciate it because I do it because I love music. I love all types of music. So when I'm covering a certain genre or a certain type of music, including hip hop, I never like do it to make like a mockery or try to like it's always just my take on it. Like the band as a whole, we take songs and we're like, how's Dirty Muzz gonna do it? That's why it's got that rock edge or something, you know, it's just as our take on it.
Right.
And then what we deliver to you, it's your take on it. Do I like this? Am I rocking with this? You know, it's already popular music that we're covering. So it's awesome, honestly. Like I think it's great. I love each and every one of you who has been rocking with us for all these years. I've been in the band for 10 years. They've been around for 15.
Amazing.
Which is amazing. But when I joined the band, it was an accident. You know, we were just doing music, having fun. The girl was definitely an accident. That no girls were allowed, by the way.
Wow.
None. It was like no girls. But then they started like dabbling in here and there, featuring different female vocalists. And they couldn't get rid of me after that. So I'm here.
So I'm sorry. So it's funny that you say that because my wife and I know someone who lives in Atlanta, and she is, I haven't had the opportunity to see her perform, but my wife, she knows her. She knows that she can sing her butt off. I won't say her name just out of respect, but we had a conversation a couple of years ago where she was telling me that with her being a woman, it was, especially you saying that the band didn't allow women at the time, but she was saying that it's hard for her to try to get on to bands and be a lead singer because she is a woman.
So, I mean, I could see that. I mean, there's a lot of female vocalists out here. I will say that the industry is still very male dominated as a whole. And I'm talking in production side of things and songwriting, the business side of things. So the performance side of things, it can be tough. But I know a lot of strong female vocalists. You just got to make your own way, just like any other artist. But I could see that it can be tough, but maybe she's just trying with the wrong people. Maybe it's just not her people. You know, I don't know her or her story or anything like that. But sometimes you're trying to fit into something that, you know, I believe things naturally flow when they're supposed to, they organically happen when it's supposed to be there. And that's where you're supposed to be. That's your aura. That's your niche right there. That's the time frame. It's like timing. I feel like if you feel like you're constantly rejected from a situation, sometimes that's probably because that's not where you're supposed to be.
So before we continue on in regards to your time with the band, once again, I did some research, everyone, and she doesn't have no idea.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Oh yeah.
What research did you do?
So I only know her as Lotty London from Dirty Muzz, but to find out that she also was doing this.
Oh.
Who is this woman?
That's Cassandra Lee. That's wow. Yeah, that was back in the day. That was so many years ago. I don't want to age myself. But yeah, that was the Takeover album. That was my first original solo project. Shout out to Mac 7, Jeff Mack, who you've probably seen around town played at the time. We produced an album on the Takeover. Actually, it features D.D. James from Dirty Muzz. He played guitar on some of the records on this album. 2010 was this album. Wow. And this actually was a time where I was also working with Roderick Smith, aka LS Bless. Rest in peace. He passed away during COVID. But he was one of my first producers that really believed in me and taught me a lot of stuff. And from this point on, we were also working on a project that ended up being leading me into a tour in China as an original pop. I was doing pop music at the time.
And that's what I want to ask you too is when I said internationally known, you know, international artists, a lot of people can't say that. So just from me saying it and from you hearing it, how does it feel to be known as internationally known?
I mean, it feels good. Again, it's a piece of my life. I was there for about a year, just under a year. It feels like such a small part, but it was amazing. I mean, I had a song over there called Problems. You could still go check it out. And it was actually popular over there. Like, it was a hit song over there. I was on billboards, and it was kind of a surreal moment just because you come from here where like no one knew who I was, barely, maybe some of the local community down in U City where I was living at the time.
Okay, U City, huh?
U City. Well, I'm not from U City, but I did live there most of my early adult life.
Nice.
I'm from the country, but I moved to U City. I loved it there. But it was a cool experience. It was culturally shocking, but it was also fun to learn about another culture. But to go over there and then all these people are like, know your song. And you're like, I didn't expect it. I went over there thinking, you know what? I'm going to go for it. What do I have to lose? On this tour, I was with dancers. I wasn't with a live band. I knew that they had my music over there. I knew I was on streaming platforms. I knew that I had some distribution over there, but I didn't know how popular it was. And it was crazy because when you got over there and then you see these billboards, you're like, this is weird. And then you go to the clubs and people knew the song, and then you realize, oh, this is kind of cool. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of artists out there that like will be popular in Europe, be popular in Asia. People here, no idea who they are.
Right.
Yeah. And that was my little moment of that. It was, 13 years ago now, but it was fun.
And I know you saw some clips of the show I had last week with the Immortal Soul Era band that I was, with for quite some time. And which is something that hopefully can still happen, whether it's DJing or whatever. But like you just said about how the world, you go to somewhere else in a different country, they treat you like you Elvis Presley. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like here, you like, okay, that's just smooth. But you go out to, like you said, China or any other country, and I'm sure as soon as you hit the stage, they treat you like you Michael Jackson, Elvis, whoever it is, and just the reaction is just totally different out there.
Yeah, well, it depends on the push behind you out there. It took me a minute to even, to be honest with you, I was very uneducated on the money over there and in the business side of things. It took me a minute to be over there for a couple of months to grasp a hold on, okay, like this is what's happening. This is who's kind of behind it. Cause it was really weird to grasp it, but I got a hold of it all. But honestly, sometimes things just happen and you don't, it's kind of scary, especially now with like how everything is just so fast and streaming and passing along, and like we can do a channel from here, you can do a podcast from here. So you just got to pay attention.
So we have a few comments here. Let's see. We have Hootie 2493. I see you, Lottie.
What up, Jeremy? That's our drummer.
Okay. Shouts out to the drummer. I relate to you, bro. I'm a drummer too, as well. I ain't gonna say that. Giovanni.
Gino.
So he's the guy who do the lighting, right?
No, he's actually he's been rocking with Dirty Mugs for a long time. He is the guitar tech, but he helps out with a lot of stuff with the band, especially when we're on the road. Shout out to Gino. He makes sure we're taken care of. Anything we need. He always holds us down, makes sure the band has their spaces and knows where they're supposed to go. And yeah.
So, love it. So I brought up that she was, taking modeling photo shoots and everything. Then to see this, I was like, whoa.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wow. That was my first one too.
Bodybuilder.
Boy, posing definitely improved all my bodybuilders. That was my first one, if you know about bodybuilding.
So what led you into this field of bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding. I've always, I'm big into fitness. When growing up, I was really heavy set. I was bigger. I was over 200 pounds in my high school days and my early college days. And I got into fitness that way because I just realized I got to lose weight. During that time, people were telling you you're too fat to be a singer, you too this. So I was like, I'm the type of person you tell me no, I'm going to be like, I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to come back and you're going to tell me yes.
Right.
But yeah, so it actually was kind of a long journey. I got into fitness that way. I lost 60 pounds total.
Wow.
And then, I just was around once I got into the gym life and stuff. I ended up going to some personal training, and I just ended up meeting all these bodybuilders, and they were doing it professionally. I thought it was cool. And they kept, oh, you should just try to do it. You should try to do it. And I was like, I don't know. But then one year I just said, let's try it. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And I ended up loving it. This was my very first competition. And I ended up doing it for 4 years straight. Did a lot of different competitions, pretty decently successful. I never got a pro card, but I loved the experience. I haven't competed since 2019, but that was it. I love it.
Got Hollywood Bethany. Hollywood Bethany name 74. Very talented. There we go. Once again, leave them comments. Let's shower our guest with the love that she deserves right here on Smoooth Conversations. I know it's going to be very, have her feel proud and feel love, because why wait till you can't smell the flowers no more? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And smell them now. Enjoy. But you brought up earlier, which I didn't know, but you say you are a country girl. So where were you born at?
I grew up in Wentzville.
Really?
Yes, Wentzville.
Okay.
And it was before it was now.
Yeah.
Like now it's like built up and expanded beyond. When I was born and growing up there, it was a lot smaller. My parents still live there on acres and land and stuff like that. So we grew up in the country. Very, I loved it though. I love country life still. I just don't live there, but I love country life.
So like, were you out there on the farm?
No.
Trying to chop wood?
No, I wasn't that country. No, my grandmother did have a farm though, where she had some domesticated animals. She lived in Troy on a lot bigger acres. I think there was over 50 maybe. And then she had people who farmed it after the passing of her late husband. So, but yeah, no, I didn't grow up on the farm, not that country, but we did 4-wheelers and shotguns and went fishing and bonfires, and it was fun.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So looking back at it now, how would you describe your childhood?
It was good. My parents are great. It's just me and my brother. We had a good childhood, small family, but we're all real close still to this day. It was really simple life. We didn't like everyone in my family is just hardworking, good people. We did a lot of stuff like camping, fishing, barbecuing. That's about it. I don't have anything really bad to say. It was good. I mean, I had great experiences. My dad's a music lover. He's not into music, but he's a music lover of all kinds. We had a lot of fun. I learned a lot about music through my dad. We had a good time. I had a great time.
Love it. So I have to ask the famous St. Louis question, and 314 day coming up very soon. But what high school did you go to?
I went to Wentzville.
Wentzville High. Okay.
I went to Timberland was the graduating school. There's two.
Okay.
There's two, but I went to Holt for the first year, but I was in Timberland, which they had to build because it was actually growing so much that there was overflow. Timberland.
Got you. Okay. So, what activities were you involved in school? Were you doing any kind of sports, or were you doing band or drama or what?
Sports lady.
Boo.
I wasn't. It was so crazy as I was not even close to an athlete in high school. Like I said, I was overweight. I loved music though. I played flute. I was classically trained from 4th grade all the way up to college. I was in band, color guard. I didn't do choir. I did all the talent shows, of course. Always was writing music and singing and doing that kind of stuff. That was it, really.
So I know you said that your dad was a lover of music. So
it is still.
So is that where pretty much you got your love of music from?
I'm sure that's what me and my dad connect on that naturally just over the years. But yeah, my dad loves music. Music is on constantly. And when I say all kinds of music, I mean everything from classical to bluegrass to hard rock and roll, like mosh pit style, to hip hop, to old school blues and soul to funk music. And he introduced me to P-Funk on the records when I was growing up. Like,
okay, shouts out to your dad.
But he loves he just loves music.
Yeah.
Like, that's his thing. And he'll hit me to stuff. I'm like, I don't know who that is. It's like, you don't know who this is. It'll be someone, underground out in this world or that world. And I love it. But yeah, so he doesn't do music, but he's into it. It's always on. If he's up, it's on. Something is on.
So once you got into, okay, now you love music, was there like a certain artist that just stood out for you? You was like, oh, now after hearing her or he, oh yeah, here I come.
It's so weird. It's changed over the years depending on the era of my life. But when I first wanted to become more girly, because I was a big tomboy growing up, but when I was like 10, everybody remembers the Spice Girls group.
Oh yeah.
I was one of those who was like, okay, I want to be that. I want to be in a girl group. I'm going to dress like a girl now and be all, and that got me into like the performing aspect of it, got my attention, like me wanting to do it. But then, Salt and Pepper, TLC, and this was when I was a kid, because this was in the 90s. I was young. But again, my dad listened to all that stuff. And so I don't know. Then I was like, I wanted to be in TLC. Then I wanted to, I started off wanting to be in a girl group. That was like my thing, because I grew up in an era where boy groups and girl groups were like a thing. And that's what I always wanted to do, but it never ended up happening, which is fine. And then as you get older, I just start resonating with different people. Of course, there's always the throwback artists, but then like there's people of my era growing up who I really liked. Like Alicia Keys was big. Ludacris was one of my favorite rappers. Eminem was great, but then they were the reason I started getting into more throwback hip hop. Because then I was like, wait a second, let me see what else. And that's when I listened to like Sugar Hill and Dougie Fresh and the positive hip hop.
You like, wait a minute.
And the fun hip hop.
I've been missing out.
The MC Light, like the old school, the Brat, like all the fun, where it was like they were literally saying dope messages and different things. And like, that's when I really was like, got into hip hop and the respect of hip hop. And I'm like, man, like Lauryn Hill and all that. Like there's so many to even name. It's like names going through my head, but I also love rock music. And I also I don't know. I'm like that ADD person when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Like today I might listen to rock, tomorrow I might listen to hip hop, next day I might listen to some soul.
This generation just really has no idea what we experienced back in the early 90s, 2000s, man. Wow. From VH1, MTV, the early stages of BET. I mean,
they have TikTok.
They have no idea what they missed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was such an amazing era.
It was.
It was the whole MTV Cribs and Diary, and of course for the people who should be now, how should I say this? If you're of a certain age at a certain time at night watching BET Uncut,
Yeah, stay up late and be like, what's going on there? Yeah.
I mean, but it was just an amazing era. And to me, I always say like that late 90s to mid 2000s, it was like perfection, no matter what genre it was. So just talk about that from you in regards to what certain era do you feel like was like at the peak for yourself?
For me? Oh, that's hard. Like, because when in the 90s, I was a baby. I was a kid, little. I think, of course, I'm going to say the early 2000s because we had so much great music. I mean, but I hate questions like this because I'm such a, I listened to a lot of throwback stuff even before my time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I loved the 90s. Into the 2000s, I think, music-wise. But then I don't know. It's a hard one.
And before I continue on, got a few comments. Mark Anthony Wilkes got a heart for you. Shouts out to Miss Bill Marie.
Hi.
So once again, keep them comments going. Y'all really appreciate it right here on Smoooth Conversations. So I will ask you this. So from you saying how so many eras of music has been great, what is your thought on today's music? Because I know you said earlier about how you heard certain artists and they had a message. What are your thoughts now on today's music?
Okay.
There we go.
Well, who are we talking about, though?
It don't matter.
Because today is popular music. Today is club music. Today, I mean,
so
I can't.
So I would say, to answer your question, one, and I've heard a lot of DJs say this, but like people complain because DJs are still playing 2000s music
because they have the jams.
See, there we go. Because nowadays music is not really something that you just go out and say, I want to dance with you.
No, I don't think it's the music. I think it's the generation. These people, especially, you know, I mean, and that transition started when I was, you know, coming up in my early 20s, but that they don't dance. The younger generation does it. They don't club. They don't dance like we used to. Now there are some still, like you got the underground raves and different stuff like that. Like I popped in on and they're dancing to club, like nightclub music. But the club scene, like people a lot of times they want to be cool. They want to get a section. They want to sit there. They don't want to get their outfit, whatever. Or they don't want to socialize with the people. They haven't. Compared to if you go back 10, 15 years prior, they're not on phones. They came to dance battle or to meet people or to, you know, I think the new generation, the younger generation, the social aspect of a lot of things is not there because everybody is on social media, on TikTok, on, you know, the texting. They don't even have phone calls anymore to each other.
Like even at concerts.
They're not even enjoying the show. And that's why I love when artists like Bruno Mars and then they take your phones away so you don't have a choice.
Yeah. And
I like that.
I respect the same thing with like comedians. You got certain comedians, they come in town, all cell phone need to be put up, you know, and I have no problem with that. And just to go back in regards to performance, you said it, but they don't dance no more. Yeah. And that's something that when I was DJing certain events or whatever, and it's like, okay, I know this gonna get them going. And then once again, be on the phones, or I said this last week on Smoooth Conversations, but it gets to a point that a woman has to know your social security number now, your credit score, who you're rolling with, whatever it is. Back in the day when it was just nice and fun, I ain't had to know your name to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your friends, my friends, we come together and we're gonna just have a great time and jam, you know, and sweat.
Yeah.
Nowadays, oh my God, my weave might fall off, you know, it's just too much thinking about when I think about having a great time at the environment. And this no shade to people who can't dance, that's a whole different thing. Yeah. But for people who you're depriving yourself and others of having a great time because now you're I don't know your name, so I can't dance with you. It shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
It should just be about fun. And that's what I miss. And sound like what you were alluding to, excuse me, is just people don't have fun.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the younger artists. And I think it's just the time we're at. I mean, and if you say today's artists, like, it really just depends. I think we have a lot of artists that are great today. But then also something that might be great to you, I might not like. Something that might be great to somebody in high school, we might be like, I don't know. And they'll listen to us and they'll be like, oh, that's old school now, you know.
Right.
But that's the fun part about music. It's always ever changing. It's art at the end of the day. So everything's perception.
And what's funny to me is, prime example, Bruno Mars, right? We all know the style of music that he typically plays. Nice, upbeat, fun, kind of throwback vibe. You know, everyone loves it. But then it'd be the same people when you come out with a new song and it sounds the same. Oh, there you go, playing the same old. But that's how he make his money.
But it doesn't sound the same. It's the same genre, but it's not the same.
Right, exactly.
I don't pay too much attention to. I believe the people who take their time out of their day to go to somebody's stuff that they don't have to involve themselves in. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to subscribe to that page. You don't have to. I believe people who literally, they look for stuff to do that. And then like, oh, I'm just going to make this. It's like clickbait almost a lot of times. I mean, everyone can have an opinion, but I don't think Bruno Mars has the same sounding stuff. It's the same genre, but you could listen to hip hop and, I mean, I cover a lot of the popular hip hop, and I can tell you right now, there's only a certain amount of artists. The flows are different or more challenging than the others, but a lot of the artists will have the same flows, but that's their sound. That's Cardi's flow. That's Sexy's flow. That's Meg's flow. That's, Doechii flips it up every other, which I love, But yeah, so it's the same thing with the sound of Bruno. Of course, he does concept albums.
Right.
If you really look at all his album history, if you are a true Bruno fan, I love Bruno. He does concepts. So like one album, like if you go to Doo-Wops and Hooligans, sounds completely different than Silk Sonic, sounds completely separate from this new one. I don't know, but it's concepts. So if it's going to sound like that skating ring 70s soul, that's what he's going to stick to. The whole album is going to follow along with that.
And it's so universal.
Yeah. Yeah.
In which people aren't realizing is that he's not just making music just for one race or one, genre of people. No, it's just like Michael. He was making generational music. And that's what sells. And that's why he has an upcoming concert that another bucket list about to be scratched off. I'm going to be seeing Bruno Mars with the wifey.
I'm excited.
So I look forward to it.
Where are you guys going?
Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they were coming here.
No, I wish, but
yeah.
But maybe it does pan out, because that's a whole other subject too, is that a lot of certain artists aren't coming to St. Louis. And that's like, I don't know if it's because St. Louis is that have the show me state mentality where it can be a negative, or maybe the market. Do you know? I know with you being in talent agency and everything, do you kind of get that sense of how come certain artists don't want to come to St. Louis? Like Cardi B ain't coming here. I think when Meg had her concert a couple years ago, she didn't come here.
No, I think, I know she stopped in the pageant one year, but I think that was before her last tour.
And like that was before she really got to the level that she's at now.
Well, it depends on promoters. For one, promoters really, you got to think those are the ones who bring them here. Some of them might choose not to. I mean, look at Glorilla. She tried to come here twice and there was issues both times she came. So, and people are like, oh, it's the type of music. No, because she toured around the world or US and there was no issues like there was here.
And then have a fight at the factory.
So sometimes people don't want to deal with that. I don't really know. I don't know what it is. It might be the market, things that obviously East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, people are going to have stronger audiences in certain areas. So that might have something to do with it. I don't know with Cardi. I was surprised she didn't come through here, but her tour is really short, actually. Bruno has come here multiple times. So I was surprised. I know he's doing a lot of Europe dates. I don't know why he would skip here. I don't know if he's in Kansas but that's another thing. A lot of people will skip around. They'll go to KC or I don't know.
Yeah. My wifey says going back to music and dancing, at spots. That was my workout. Stayed on the dance floor.
Yeah. And we still, don't get me wrong.
Still do.
People who come out to mug shows are dancing.
Yes,
they have a good time and they're having a great time. Actually, we have some people that they come to the shows and some of the same spots like Cybergs in certain places, like they don't talk to those people otherwise outside of that, but they know each other from dancing together over the years and at the mug show. They're like, oh, hey, how you doing? How's your kids? What's going on with this? And they'll have a drink and dance or whatever, like connecting over music. That's the whole point of it anyways.
Got a comment from Billy Ratliff.
What up?
Fire emojis.
Known him for a long time.
Yes. Once again, this is Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. It is your boy Smoooth with 3 O's. And right to my right, we have
Lotty London.
In the TSC, the Saunders Experience. Continue to leave them comments, them questions. If you have any, share this stream right now to get even more mug fans up here in this conversation. The wifey says, met so many people through the mugs.
I'm telling you, I love our fans for that too. It's over the years, I have seen some really cool stuff, and we, like even like opening day, I remember they used our video nationally. It went viral at one point because it was so many different ages and races having such a good time naturally, getting along, having a good time, no problems. And it literally went viral. I wish we had the clip to show because it's one of my favorites. It's just the audience just having a good time, and you got like, it's just so fun. It's such a cool vibe. And I've always loved that about people who have supported Dirty Mugs. We have had so much fun together, and people from all over the place. And we just have a good time. If you're trying to cause problems, we kick you out of them.
Right, we ain't got time for that. There we go. But yeah, I mean, just going back to that or staying on that, being on stage and seeing people just had general fun. How does it make you feel as an artist when you're seeing your hard work, the band's hard work put in, and you're seeing the joy amongst others? Because it's one thing when you don't go to a hip hop show where it's no band, just a DJ, no shade to us DJs, but it is something about having a live band. Talk about that from your experience.
I love it. I mean, that's the whole reason we do what we do. Without you guys, we don't have anything. I mean, you guys are the whole reason we're still around, still working, putting out this album.
Hey,
I got to do that plug because I'm super excited. You guys will have a surprise on 314 Day. But yeah, I love it. That's the whole reason we do it. And it's supposed to be fun. Like, especially when you come see us in a club. I mean, that's what you go there to do, right? Have fun with your friends. People are celebrating stuff. Maybe they just want to get their mind off of life or stress or whatever's going on. And that's the fun part about what we do. And the cool part about the band is we have so much talent and musicianship just in general that helps with the sound and the vibe. Everything is a connection and a vibe. And people involved, not just me, it's Nico, it's Flirt, it's Dee Dee on guitar, it's Jeremy on drums, it's Jordan on bass, it's KD on keys. Like, it's a team effort when you have the band, and everybody has a part in what the sound is and what gets put out to the audience. And I think that's why people love it, because we'll give you a whole night of different vibes.
Yeah.
Like Nico sing you a love song. Then we might do a line dance. Then we're going to get, rowdy, and we can get ratchet. We can have a good time. We can be classy. We can be classy too. Then we can go and do some country and do some rock and roll. And Dee Dee it's fun. That's what makes it so fun, is the experience. It's a team effort. It's a show, with Dee Dee rocking stuff out in his solos, and then Nico and Flirt's interactions, and me and Flirt, and us three together, and then we all do our own thing, and then the audience interaction, like the way you guys are, be like, I want y'all, oh, I love this, or I love that, or like we can kind of feel where the audience goes, which we pay attention to there, because we're there to entertain you.
Right.
So that's why when you said, oh, you have like 500 songs, we never have a set list.
Yeah.
We look, we say, then we kind of go with y'all. We kind of are on the journey with you for the night. And that's kind of how we do it.
That's how I am with DJing, is that I don't have, unless it's like a wedding where, okay, this part you're playing this song, this part you're playing that song. But when it's showtime, I don't have a set playlist. You know what I'm saying? I go off the vibe. If I'm seeing people, if I'm playing some Lil Jon stuff and they kicking it, I'm going to keep that energy going.
Yeah.
Now, so for those people who love to request songs and want to change,
mess up the flow,
and want to change the vibe, can you play some 1970s blues music? Do you see the whole dance floor is packed and the energy is going? You think I'm gonna just stop that just to satisfy your?
No, we did that. We did that on New Year's Eve, though.
Which one?
The blues. We hit some blues on New Year's Eve, which a lot of people don't see us do, but some nights you gotta hit a little bit.
But because it was the flow of the night. You know what I'm saying? And you saw a spot. You don't just come from Sexy Red to the next song you playing a blues song. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to transition it properly. You know what I'm saying? Real performers know how to do that, you know? So like I said, if I have everyone going crazy, I'm not going to just all of a sudden start playing a slow emotional song because the energy going to be off. So you have to allow DJs to DJ.
Yeah.
You have to allow a live band to do them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we get paid to do.
Yeah.
Bottom line,
No,
you know,
you're right.
if y'all have a certain request, bring your cell phone and an aux cord and play it on your own time. But allow us to be the reason why we're getting paid to do what we do, because we take it serious and we have an art for this. We have appreciation for this. So allow us to make that happen. This is a funny comment. Right. When I saw it too. Franklin Vanderbilt says, please tell Lottie London that I want her to twerk on my bass drum. Talk about that. Have you did that before or what? Because I don't think he just...
Never seen it. Let's go.
There you go. There you go.
Yes. On twerking on the headlights. We twerk on drums and dirty mugs. That's what we do. Yes.
I love it.
He's a good friend of ours. He's out West Coast.
That's what's up. Shouts out to the West Side. Then we have Just Brewing. Hey, Cass.
Hey, yeah, that's our bass player.
That's what's up, man. So once again, keep them comments going. Now, you brought this up earlier, and I'm intrigued on the story. You said that you were officially in the band by mistake.
Not mistake.
Well,
I
not
won't say mistake,
okay.
But I like when Dee Dee James is around and tell the story, because he'll tell you, no, it was no girls allowed. Him and a guy named Romeo. He's on the West Coast now as well, but he started the band with Dee Dee, and they were like all dudes, and they based it off of like, they want a dance move like the Jackson 5, but then they wanted to give you that grit. It was before bands around St. Louis were covering hip hop music. So they were the first ones that started this. And this was before I was in the band. I knew Dee Dee, but I didn't know a lot of other people. And they started this in Club Sevens.
Oh yeah.
Club 7 when it was happening over there, and they started it, and it was all dudes. That's what they were. Dirty mugs. That's what they were like.
Club 7. Is that the one off of Olive?
No, it's in the casino over across the
in the
why can't I think of the name?
What's the landing?
Yeah,
that area
across the way. Yeah, it was in the casino, and the Casino Queen is what it was. It was right across the way.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they started over there, and people, they did it, man. They packed them in, and they created their own lane, and it was all about the guys. So I understand that. And then what happened is they just would start like getting like a few private events, and they were like, oh, why don't you have like a girl, you know? And they started bringing in girls to do some background vocals and stuff. And then they wanted to do a few special shows. And then Dee Dee was like, can you rap? Can you rap? And I was like, well, and I wasn't doing, I mean, I always loved hip hop and I could rap and sing, but I was singing a lot more then. And he was like, can you rap? And I was like, yeah. So I started doing that, and that's what happened. And then I stayed in there. And even then it was more like, we'll just do some shows with her, and then that. And then I ended up going overseas for a while. And then when I came back, he had offered me a full-time job with the band then at that time.
And like you said before.
So it wasn't a mistake. I don't think Dee Dee was a mistake.
It was God's plan. We'll call it that. There we go.
But for a female, and what was cool is actually some females at first were like, you know, they like the boys in the band, you know. But then there was a lot of females that were like, oh, good, we need a girl up in there to represent, like, go show them what, you know. Yeah. And so it kind of stuck in that way. So it's a cool story. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I'm still one of the guys. I mean, that's Dirty Mugs. You know, they treat me with respect, but I'm like a sister to everybody. So they still give me a rough time every now and then, you know. And
as you said earlier, and congrats once again, but 15 years of the Mugs, and you've been a part for 10.
For 10, yeah.
And my wife and I was at the Delmar Hall.
That was such a cool show.
Yes, it was.
It was so much fun.
I love the stage. I love just the pageantry, the lighting, everything was just.
Yep, Dee Dee designed all that himself,
really?
Paired up with someone and had that stage especially built for that show.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, but I mean, for those who didn't see it, man, it was an amazing show. All the acts came through, held it down, and then of course y'all just did y'all thing. But just talk about, because it's not easy, especially when you have more than just one person in the band.
No.
You know, because as you saw, if y'all didn't see it, please check it out. The conversation I had with the Immortal Soul Era. We started this thing 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying, the band. So I know that it's not easy trying to have everyone on the same page. So just talk from your perspective, from your 10 years of the importance of everyone having to be on the same page to make everything work.
It's important. Like I said, everybody has a job, and bands go through changes. You know, it's a family. We're together a lot more than I even see my own family. They see their families, you know. So it's a give and take, but it's everybody's got their part. You know, everyone's expected to do their role. But we're lucky, you know, especially right now with the writing of the album, everybody really has to be on the same page.
Locked in.
Doing cover music and all that, we love it. And we do our take on it and we practice, and everyone's got their ideas and what they want to do. But when we're writing together and formulating that sound, that's when it really takes a lot of everybody to be on the same page, because original music is different than cover music. And so we've been on this journey for the past year and a half of writing, and it's coming along really well, and I'm really excited about it. We have a really good morale amongst each other. Again, I said like family, and of course you argue, you know, family argues, friends argue, but then you work it out and then you keep it rolling, because we all have the same core goal. We all have to make a living, but we all love music. We all want to put our best foot forward. Yeah, and that's how I think being in a band, I mean, you have one bad apple in the bunch, it can rot the whole thing out.
Yeah.
And that's just the bottom line. I'm a firm believer in you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's in anything.
I definitely agree, because, and that's what we talked about last week, is it was times where I would be at rehearsal on time or early, because I always say if you're on time, you're still late. I'm someone who loves to be at events 2 to 3 hours prior, just to make sure that everything is good. I'm not showing up. Did I make it right on time? Yes, showtime. No, because you don't have time to kind of get ready. You know what I'm saying? But there were times where people didn't come to rehearsal. You know they were coming. Stuff like that. You had a little laugh there.
Go so, MIA, yeah. No, everyone's got to be professional.
Exactly.
And that's the one thing the entity has dealt with that over the years past, obviously, but in and outs. But right now we have a very good core unit, good morale, good work ethic, good musicianship. We're at a real good place right now. So
just speaking on behalf of the band, do you know how many of them are still working a 9 to 5 like yourself?
Honestly, most of everybody in our band is pretty much does music full time. They do, they'll play in church. A lot of them are musical directors. A lot of them do studio sessions. And then a lot of them own their own businesses. So, it's that kind of, but most of them do just music full time. And they're blessed to be able to do that,
And I'm gonna say my age, okay? I ain't gonna lie. I'm 44, you know what I'm saying? And I'm at the point where I have to remember how old I am. So I have to give it up to you and to everyone who is performing, because y'all be knowing these songs just like this. How do you do it? Is it because of just repetition? You just blessed? Like, what is it? Because if you ask me tomorrow what I said on this show, I may not know unless I watch the tape back. But just talk about from you being able to just know the whole 500 songs on your, what I'm saying, in your set list, but just be talented enough to just be able to know word from word, not making up your own stuff and adding your own because Lottie said, no, you adding whatever the artist
Well, there
actually
are
said.
certain songs we might throw in our own stuff. Certain verses that I will say in hip hop, there are some stuff, but for the most part, we learn the song as it's supposed to be played. But that's our job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what if I learn a song. I've been learning songs for a lot of years. I've been in cover bands since I was 18. So to learn songs, every week, you got to be able to keep up. I forget lyrics sometimes. You just can't let other people know you forgot them. Now, do I make a consistent, mistake to forget? No, but I do have my nights where I'm like, oh man, I just messed that up. We all do. But I don't know. Everybody has their way of doing it. I'm to a point now where I have my way of doing it. I always like to get, if I'm learning like a song, like singing song wise, it's more just listening to it over and over in repetition. When I'm covering hip hop, how I usually remember it first is I always like to get the flows first, and then the story of what people. This is how I do it. I don't know how everybody does it. If I know exactly too what I'm saying, like they're telling some type of story or setting a scene, you're like, oh, what'd she do next? She did that. Like I'll come up with ways in my head to remember it faster. But a lot of times it is just repetition.
So I think I asked Nigo this question, but I was like, okay, let's say Cardi B has a new song that just came out on Monday. How fast can you learn that song and perform it for the next event?
I could probably do it the next day if I had enough time to listen to it. And it really depends on what song we're talking here. How many verses? Because hip hop can have four verses in a song, but it depends. We've been put in situations before where we've had to learn songs literally in 24 hours, and we've done it. You just have to do it.
That's crazy. I mean, not crazy in the bad way, just so amazing.
If I had 24 hours to learn a song, if you said, we need to know this by tomorrow, I have to perform it, not looking at lyrics, not anything. The way I would personally do it is I would get the flow or the melody first, make sure I understand the structure of the flow or the melody, and then I plug in the lyrics. Of course, certain ones are gonna stick, and then I'll make sure I have the hook remembered, then the first verse into the hook. And then once I have that done, then I move on to the second half. So at least I know I'm going to have that memorized. And then I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then I'll practice without the song, like to an instrumental or just without music, just to make sure you can actually, if I had to perform this right now, what would I sound like? I always do that.
Yeah.
And then once I have that, then I'll move on to the second, and then I add it. And that's how I get it in my head.
Another great question here. Franklin says, as a talented singer and rapper performing music that audiences know and love, how do you personally make each song your own without losing what people came to hear in the first place?
Well, that's a good question. I would say I always do my own delivery, my own vibe, as far as like when I'm doing like you said, Cardi B, I'm told I have more of like an aggressive delivery when it comes to stuff, but that's also the rock guitar behind me. Yeah. The band a lot of times behind me is what's going to cause me to do a different take.
That's the old Winsville coming out of you.
The old Winsville. That's rock and roll and country. There it is. Oh, I don't know. Rock and roll is great. But no, it's just the band. Usually if you listen to certain songs, when the band does their take on it, that's how then it drives me to do my take on it. It's going to add that different stuff. That's like, there's a lot of songs we've done over the years that always have that rock edge. And so that's going to obviously give the delivery a little different. But I think us being a live band covering certain music, they're going to know and they're going to be partying to the song, but then they're going to be like, man, that band is killing. Because without the band, it's not going to give the same vibe. Just even if I was over a track delivering it the same way, it would sound different than what it is when the whole band's doing their own vibe behind me. So I think as a band, I would say that affects the delivery a lot. We don't lose it because we always do it the format of the record. Maybe we'll do a medley here and there. So we're not like disrespecting what the previous artist did, but we're giving you our take as a whole, as a unit. But how does this sound as Dirty Mug style, you know? And I think that's why a lot of people that might not even like hip hop will love that version of Cardi B or that version of Sexy Red or that, because it's like a rock and roll song, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answered the question direct, but we always make sure to learn the record as is. We don't change records too much. I don't. Like I said, I might have a different tone than the original singer did, or a different delivery than the artist did. But that's just my perception of that particular song. Same thing with the band. That's the signature of it. We're going to rock this out. It's going to be a rock and roll party.
There we go. And then you're going to see a whole show.
Yep.
Something that I definitely advise you. We have not experienced a Dirty Mug show.
You got to come
Make
out.
that happen. So are you still doing music, your own music outside of Dirty Mugs? Right
now, this particular time, I'm focusing straight on the Dirty Mugs album. So everything I've been writing, everything we've been recording is for this group record from my end. I do have music that's unreleased. I do have stuff written that's unrecorded. So there might be a future in that. But for right now, all our focus is really on getting this record out for the whole band, the whole album out. We have 5 records ready, and you guys will be seeing those soon. And you heard them at the show.
Yes.
If you were at the show, you heard
Yes.
them. Also, if you come Saturday, you'll probably hear a couple of them as well. But that's really been my focus as a artist. This is the first time I've personally ever been a part of a band record. And it's a lot of fun. It's different because you have, like you said, a lot more people involved, a lot more opinions, a lot of flavors, that we're trying to find that what's the sound as one, because you're one. Dirty Mugs is one as a sound. So that's what we've been kind of focusing on. So right now I haven't released any original music. I write a lot still. But as a solo artist, I don't have any plans right now to put more out as a solo. I'm really kind of focused on just this for now.
Yeah, so that answers Hollywood Be Thy Name 74, because he pretty much asked the same question. So
I get asked that a lot. I know people there's still some stuff out there streaming. Some of it has been taken down, but I do appreciate the people. He's one of the people that's been around since back in the day when I did nothing but original music. And I appreciate those people. And I do have a couple songs I've considered putting out. But like I said, first and foremost is going to be the Dirty Mugs album, because it's going to be launching literally in a couple weeks. And I want to focus on that. And then maybe we'll see from there. And
for those who don't know, like, y'all be having shows like almost every other couple of days.
I don't know about every couple of days, but yeah, we stay busy.
Yeah,
we stay busy.
So talk about just being able to have that stamina to keep on going, show after show. You know, you have a show on a, let's say on a Saturday, to come back, you might have to do something on a Thursday, then turn around and do something again on a following Sunday. You know, just talk about just having that energy to keep on wanting to keep on doing what y'all do.
Oh man, well, you got to take care of yourself for one.
Yeah.
For another, you get tired, but you got to just push through. But you really got to take care of yourself, especially when we get into what I call busy season, when you're doing a lot of outdoor shows in the heat, and you got the late show, and then you got the festival at 10 a.m. And then because you got to think, if you see us at noon on a Saturday, we've been there since 9 o'clock in the morning or 8:30 in the morning, which as a vocalist, you got to get up to warm up your body and yourself about 6 a.m. So it really, when sleep starts getting deprived, and then that's when you really got to push through. But again, you know, I would rather be doing that than something I didn't enjoy doing. So whenever I'm tired, I'm like, they came to see you. Get out there, you know, do your thing. You don't want to give a bad show to people who come out. Like it's not their fault that you had 2 shows the night before, or no, that's just your schedule, and you still owe that audience the same amount of energy. And, you know, you give them the same show
because
that you gave the audience before.
It's an expectation that, it's Dirty Mug, so I know it's going to be high energy.
Yeah, and they took their time out of their day, or paid that cover charge, or bought their ticket, I never take that stuff for granted. If there's 5 of you there, we're having a good time. If there's 5,000, let's all party. But everybody's owed the same. I take that seriously with support. That goes for any artist, I think, would feel the same way, whether it's just clothes designer, art designer, or a performer. Like that, you owe that respect back. I firmly believe that. If people are following you and giving you support and rocking with you and what you're doing, you owe that to them. That's the way I feel.
Now, we know that life happens. So has there been a show in which life just happened and you were just like, I just don't have it in me, and you kept going? Or has it been a situation where you say, I just don't have it, life is hard, I can't do it?
No. If we committed, we're going to do it. Now, of course, there's been times where we've had to miss shows. Like as a vocalist, I was sick one time. I was very sick. Actually, I've done a show with bronchitis before, but this particular time, it was one of those weekends where we literally had 3 shows and I ended up down and out. We've had band member with COVID. They had to be down and out. We still made the show happen though. We've never just canceled the show unless it's been crazy weather and everything shut down. As far as me, I had a short time where I was out for a surgery and I couldn't do any shows. The band kept rolling. Shout out to Tanka. I'm sure you know Tanka. She stepped in for me during those months. That was the only time I've ever had to be like, I can't perform. There's been shows obviously that have been like, probably wasn't my best, but it was my best that day.
Yeah. Because we always are like our biggest critic. That's how I am. If I'm DJing or do a show like this, I'd be like, I look back at certain, could have did, but it's if you don't do that, you're not loving it. You don't have a passion for it. So,
but no, Dirty Mugs we've never just canceled. I haven't either. The only thing that was out of my hands that one time was when I had to be out for those surgeries. And that was unexpected. But luckily when I called Tanka, she was down to step in and help me out a little bit with covering that stuff.
Has there been that moment of being part of Dirty Mugs that you was like, this is why I do this? Has it been that one moment?
One moment? There's been many moments. Many moments. For one, I love what I do. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Even on the hard days, like I said, I'd much rather be doing that. But just honestly, my favorite events are probably the bigger community events that are free and like everybody comes out, like every walk of life.
Right.
And a lot of times those people don't get to get out much and see stuff, or they can't afford to go to like big, huge, massive concerts where you have to buy Ticketmaster or don't have the time. The kids can come out and hang out. Like, I love those events. It's so much fun to me to just see everybody excited and just enjoying their day and like just the interaction amongst people like that. Those moments happen a lot. And I love seeing that. That's like my favorite, probably.
Another question from Franklin. When you step up to the mic and switch between singing and rapping, do you feel like you're revealing different sides of yourself? And which one feels closest to who you really are off stage?
Okay.
He liked your haircut too.
Thank you. I would say when I switch between singing and rapping, there are different flavors for sure. Different personalities. It also depends on what song I'm singing and what song I'm rapping. Obviously, if I'm performing a club party song, rapping and twerking on drums, I'm probably not going to do that during a Lauryn Hill cover or a Doechii. Well, Doechii, some of hers you can. But you know what I'm saying. So more of it depends on what the message is of the song to give that different side. As far as what's probably more myself off stage, meaning personally more, that's a good question. I would probably say singing a little more, just certain things. I have more of a quieter, shyer side, actually.
Really?
When I'm not on in work mode, I'm more of a loner and kind of more like to myself.
Now, it's funny you say that because like my wife, you know how she is at y'all shows.
Oh, she's ready.
Exactly.
She's ready.
But then she'll say, I'm really shy. I'm like, where?
Well, you know what I think it is? I don't think it's shy. It's probably a social anxiety a little bit. I get that sometimes. And I think, I don't know for her, because she's very outgoing,
Yes.
but probably when she knows, when she's prepared to be outgoing. Just like for me, when I go to a nightclub or an event, I'm usually working. So I'm in mode. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm talking to people. I'm enjoying the moment. But it's different than if I attend a wedding or attend someone's birthday party or stop by at a concert. Like, I'm not going to be the first one in the middle of the dance floor busting out my moves. Like, I'm very like, like watching what's going on and, more like in the cut a little bit.
And so my wife would probably tell you this, but that's how I am when I get ready for gigs, setting up, getting ready to get locked in. It's like out of no disrespect, but it's like, don't bother me because I need to get ready to do my thing. When I'm setting up, I don't like to be bothered unless my boy is helping me out setting up equipment. We do that. That's one thing, but I don't like to be bothered when I'm like trying to get ready for something I'm about to do, like even New Year's Eve. I know it's about to be showtime. Don't bother me.
You're focused.
You know what I'm saying? And then even like when I go to concerts, how you said, how people be on their phones and they're not enjoying the show. When I go to a concert, whether it's a Dirty Mugs or whether it's seeing Usher or whatever it is, or going to a baseball game or sporting event, I am that person that I lock in on the game, on the performance. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at, let's say, a Usher concert or even Dirty Mugs, like for New Year's Eve when y'all was on stage. I'm on the side of the stage at the booth, just looking at, man, just seeing the setup, hearing the sound. Cause me being production. So, I know about sound engineering.
Right. Yeah.
I know about, making sure the levels are good. I know about performance. I know all those things from so many years of experience. So I'll be just kind of zoned in and like, no disrespect to whoever, but I may have that face like, don't you see I'm kind of locked in?
Yeah.
But that's just how I am on certain things. It's like I'm really into it. I don't talk as much because I'm just so my mind just kind of goes into a whole different mindset when I'm looking at certain things, because I want to actually either get to that point that okay, I see it in front of me.
You want to work towards it, so you're learning something.
Exactly. So like now I'm like computer analyzing things in my head like a computer, like okay. Or going to a concert and seeing them break down after the show is over, seeing how they do this. So yeah, I guess that's just the weirdness in me being an artist, being someone who knows about performance, but my mind just goes a whole different level when I'm going to certain, events. So, and I love it because like I said, it's about doing things that you have a passion for. So, but my wife says, so when you talked about the whole social
prepared,
exactly.
That's how I am. I'm approachable. I'll talk to people all the time, like out and about. But yeah, I understand. It's like they call it social anxiety. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's kind of how I am. I think because if you're in, like she said, she's prepared. She knows she's going to talk. She's going to dance. She's got this plan in her head. But if it's unexpected, she might pull back. But I don't know. It's just kind of the opposite. I guess it's because most of my life, when I'm at events in certain large social environments, I'm working. So if I'm not working, I almost feel weird because I'm not working.
So when you do stuff out, whether it's before, after, or you're not even on the show, you just there to support someone else, do you feel like you're a celebrity because of what you do with the band?
Oh, well, I just get this conversation last Saturday. They're like, you're a celebrity. I feel like people in St. Louis at this time have known who I am. I don't consider myself a celebrity. I'm just a regular down to earth person. But I do appreciate every single one of you, and I will take pictures with you if you want. I will talk to you. Don't be afraid to come up to me. I'm very friendly. Because I've had some people like, I saw you, but I didn't want to say nothing. And I'm like, I don't. I have had people close to me say that, like, oh, well, you're like in this city, you're like known. And, you know, I guess I don't ever want, I hate that word, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in Hollywood. I'm not worldwide. I'm not national. I mean, well, I've had experiences, but I'm not
internationally
I'm
known.
not in the I'm not in the tabloids every 5 minutes, and TMZ is not following me around. And no, so I wouldn't consider myself that. I do feel like the community has rocked with me for a long time, as well as the band, and has showed me a lot of acceptance and respect, and I rock with them. And so I guess if you consider that, yeah, I would consider, you know, people come up to me a lot, but I appreciate it. I guess that's why I don't take it for granted. So I'd never have been like, oh, I'm a celebrity. Like, no.
So
no.
I know you say you don't get the TMZ, you don't get this and that, but with the band as a whole, with all the success being known so well in St. Louis, do you feel that the band deserves even more global?
I feel like we can get there.
Notoriety.
I feel like we can get there. You know, we have a lot of people internally in the band. I mean, Dee James, who created Dirty Mugs. Yeah. He is Dirty Mugs. Yeah. It's a brand. It's a band, but it's a brand. Like, he's created a brand, and that's the name. Like, if people haven't seen the band, they're like, oh, Dirty Mugs. And what's crazy about that is, it's a cool story. He is called Dirty Mugs, Dirt or Mugs. Bootsy Collins gave him that nickname. So when he started his own band, he's like, I'm gonna name it Dirty Mugs. So it's a brand, it's an entity. It's already built on that. It's the name. You got to think of different people who've been a part of it over the years, who have come and gone. There's, of course, core members who've always been there, but it's a brand. And that's what we're working on now to expand. I mean, I think we could be. I think we have great potential as a band and brand to be known. We just have to put in the work like everybody else.
How bad do you want it?
Yeah. And I do believe, and that's why we've been working so hard on this original music, because it's a different avenue and something else fans can have that have supported us since day one and still come out and support us. It's a gift to them, but then it's also a way to expand beyond what we've been blessed to do.
So who was that person that was in the band that said, you know what, okay, we've been doing these covers, but now being a cover band, it's time to start doing some originals? Who was that one person to initiate that move?
Well, Dee's always wanted to go into that. He just never had, like, I've always been into original music as well. It wasn't until Nico joined the group. Nico is a great writer. And he, again, everyone involved has to be on the same page, has to have the same end goal in order to succeed and make it possible. So once Nico joined, Dee and Nico really clicked. Me and Nico really clicked. And it was almost like he was the missing piece to that, and that to drive it forward. And yeah, we've been driving since. So that's been really I think that was the missing piece. I wouldn't say it was one particular person, because, you know, we've always talked about it, played around with the idea. We've written some songs. We were like, oh, that's not it. And this was years ago. So we're like, we need to find some, you know, maybe we'll get with a producer or something, and just never clicked as a unit. And then, like I said, it was just, it's a vibe between people. Not everyone can write or create together. So I think Nico, in my personal opinion, Nico's been the missing piece when it comes to the artistic side of writing. And that's not just with me and him writing. It's also between the musicians and Nico too. Like, you got to resonate with everybody. You can't just only rock with one person. Like, it's a group effort. So to get them creative juices flowing, you just click naturally. That's how it was with Nico. That's how he ended up in the band so quick. I mean, he was out in LA and he ended up coming back, and it just kind of clicked and ran. And that's how the writing process started. Just kind of everybody's like, no, this is like, that was his thing. No, if we're doing this, we're going to do a record. So I would say that was the missing piece.
Love it. Love it. Once again, Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Continue to leave them comments, questions, get them likes, get them shares going. This has been such an amazing conversation thus far. with Lotty London. It's been months in the making. So once again, thank you for taking time out to be part of it. As we continue on, you all have shared or been on amazing stages. Is there one stage in particular that you was like, man, this is what's up? And then two, what stage would you love to be on and say, this is what I wanted?
Ooh, wow. You know, we have done some cool stuff over the years. Gosh, I tell you what was the coolest moment. I don't know if it was, so Coolio, I don't know if you guys saw this video. So we weren't on a huge stage at the time, but he was coming in town to do a show. And he was coming back from the airport, and the guy who brought him in was like, oh, you got to see this band. So we brought him in, and he just came walking in. I didn't really notice it was him at first. And then Flirt is who noticed, and he stopped and he made like an announcement. And then he actually came on stage and rocked with us. And what was even more crazy about that moment is that a month later is when he passed. Wow. So it was like, it was really cool to have that moment, I think, with him. And we actually performed behind him. We played. It was just on a whim. It was like a thing that just happened. It wasn't planned.
What song did y'all perform?
Gangsta's Paradise, of course. Okay. But he did it. And we didn't know if he was going to get up there, but he did. He got up there. We played the song, sang behind him. He stayed, hung out for the show. I think that was really cool. But we have opened up for some great acts and been a part of some really cool festivals. So it's so hard to narrow it down to one. I mean, we've done old school funk groups like Morris Day and the Time. We did Flowrider. Who else was on there? We did Sir Mix-a-Lot. Salt and Pepper was there on that festival. That was really cool. It's so hard to think about it because, like, there's been even more cool stuff than that. I know I'm missing a bunch of stuff. I mean, we've traveled. I think the high school tours were a lot of fun. Some of the college tours we did were a lot of fun. I don't know. I love what I do, so it's hard to say. Now, of course, it would be awesome to, perform on a Grammy stage and be there in those environments, or, stuff like that. I don't. There's so much.
So you have or haven't performed like at an Enterprise Center?
Oh yeah, we've performed there. Yeah, we've performed there lots of times. We've done. So you're talking venues. Well, in St. Louis, if you're talking venues, we've done all the big ones. I mean, we've even done the Fox. It depends on the events, but we've done the pageant. We've done the outside Ballpark Village stage. We've done the Enterprise Center, not as a headliner, but as opening acts. And what else? What other? Yeah.
And truthfully, me, I was saying whether it's St. Louis or somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? If there's like a certain stage that you was like, oh, this is dope.
When we went to Mexico, that was awesome.
Wow.
That was a lot of fun. We did that last year. I really liked going. We've been to Chicago a couple times. That was fun. Like when we did the college tour, we did, a lot of big college cities. We've done a lot down in Amelia Island. We did a lot of PGA, some of the famous PGA parties. We've done a lot of that. So we've been to Sawgrass, West Palm Beach. We've been to New York, been to San Diego, some of those bigger festivals out there.
And all of these are like events in which the promoter or whoever is paying y'all to fly come. And everything.
Yeah, they'll take us. They'll bring us out. They bring us out.
That's the American dream right there. Yeah, it's when people say, "Hey, we want y'all here. How much is gonna be?"
Vegas was cool. We did Vegas. But yeah, I would have to say, the PGA tournaments were pretty cool.
And see, pretty cool. People sleep on that, because they hear PGA game. That's just whatever.
No, it's a lot of people attend those events. It's cool. It was fun. Like, it's a lot of fun. We've done so much. Down in Texas, we've done a lot for some of those music festivals. I mean, it's been a blessing. Like I said, I know I'm forgetting stuff because after 10 years, and I'm sure they did stuff before I was even.
Yeah.
So, but I think, yeah, we've done a lot, and there's so much more to do though. We want to headline our own tours, our own festivals. We want, the goal is to expand and do what we're doing now, which is writing records, and we got some soundtrack stuff coming up.
So look at that, soundtracks. I love it. So performing in different states, how well received?
It went well. Now, what I will notice when you're covering certain music, when you're in East Coast versus West Coast versus down South or Midwest, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's just your audience. Some songs that might hit here that are like, those are the party jams. It's going to might be different down in Florida. That same era might not be the hit. You might, and you learn stuff too.
Right.
Because Midwest is slow. I mean, we're still slow, guys. I'm sorry. We're still behind.
Yes, and it's crazy you say that because it's not even just in music, but like it's in everything.
Slow.
It's in everything. You know what I'm saying? Like our downtown should not be how it is right now. Like you look at what KC has done with their downtown. You look at what Nashville has done. Naptown. You know what I'm saying? What they've done is like, why is the Midwest, especially St. Louis.
Well, downtown St. Louis,
why are we so slow? Why are we so behind?
Well, downtown St. Louis, we've got such good things, but it's
just not.
Some has to happen.
Yeah,
it's
just
not going in a good direction.
It's nothing there where you was like back when I was a kid, I would love to go down to the front. You know what I'm saying? Be by the water and check out the landing, and you can just walk anywhere you want to from the arch to Union Station, and you'll be like, oh, this is lovely. But now it has dramatically changed.
Yeah, it's a ghost town on the land. Yeah, there's nothing there.
It's really sad, man. I really hope that and not to get political about it, but just hope that we can just make some things happen and change that, because we deserve better than what we've been experiencing here in St. Louis. Because you got people who don't need, unless it's like a concert or a ball game, or you got to go to work, you don't really want to go downtown.
No, they're scared.
And that should be the main reason why you want to go downtown, is because it's downtown, not because of a sporting event. But you should be able to say, man, like going to Chicago, they got 4 downtowns in Chicago, and all of them are fun. My wife and I went to Minnesota last year for the first time.
Minnesota's cool.
And I was like, oh, this is dope.
They got some cool spots in Minnesota. Yeah, some cool theaters and stuff too.
Man. So St. Louis,
we do too. Now, we have some great things as well.
We do.
In certain districts of St. Louis, but like it could be better. It's sad. It's sad to see certain parts of downtown dying. I believe it can turn around, but it's going to take a lot of work.
Whole lot. Got some more comments from Jason. What's up, pimpin'?
What up?
Jason 70XXX.
That's Flirt.
Oh, that's Flirt. So okay, shouts out to you, Flirt. So New Year's Eve, going back, man, we had such a great time. Because him and Nico, like you said, doing their thing. I'm on the dance floor doing my thing. That's all. I see you, Smooth. Go ahead on, Smooth. So no, it was a whole vibe at New Year's Eve. But talk about Flirt, because I know that he has Flirt with No ID. So is it Dirty Mugs and featuring, or is he officially part of the Mugs, or how does that work?
It's whatever you perceive it to be. I think he's part of the Mugs family. I don't know how you want to title it, but yeah, it's not like he's not at every Dirty Mug show. Right. He has his own thing, but I personally consider him part of the Mugs crew. We've got a lot of people under the umbrella of that, but we brought Flirt in. He was there before Nico, coming in, doing certain shows, just to do different stuff, different stuff. We have a lot of different featured artists we brought in and out over the years. He's stuck with us too. So he calls me pimpin'.
See here, Hollywood be thy name. Has acting ever been a thought in your career?
No, not really. No. Not really. I've done some voiceover work. That's as close as to like commercials and stuff I've gotten. No, I thought about hosting. I thought that would be fun, but no, I've never really considered doing acting.
Giovanni says one of the biggest moments opening for Maze.
That was a big one. Yes, we did. You were right, Gino. He's right. So
Talk
Gino
about
remembers
that experience.
everything.
Talk about that.
It was awesome. We even got the band backed him. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, the band backed him. It was at a big event, and he actually came in, and we were his band. Yeah. So that was cool. Now you have to be on your stuff.
Exactly.
He was ready for you to be on your stuff. Rehearsal was, but yeah, that was a cool experience.
And Nico was saying, unless it was like a very important event, like the 15-year anniversary show, that a lot of times, because y'all do a lot of shows, y'all don't really rehearse a lot unless it's like a certain show.
For us, yeah. Well, right now we're rehearsing a lot because we have a little more downtime and we like to shift a lot of stuff in the show. So that's what we're doing. But no, we don't rehearse every week. Once we start rolling, we don't. But we do prepare for bigger shows. But we also, the OJs, we did that with them as well. I almost forgot about that. That was another cool experience. The barge. Oh God, yeah, we've done a lot. See, I told you. It's like
all of a sudden it's coming
hard
up
because it's great moments, but after the years, it's just like you're trying to think of everything, and it's just, anyways. But yeah, no, we rehearse, but that comes to musicianship as well. Like for instance, we're learning a bunch of new songs right now, flip of the show. So yeah, we're rehearsing more. But once we get into a niche, we'll start playing 3-4 nights a week. So no, if we need to learn something, we might rehearse it at soundcheck if we had a song but yeah, we have to rehearse. Yeah.
Giovanni says Reverend Jesse Jackson was there.
Yes, he was.
Rest in peace.
Yes, he was.
To both Maze and Frankie Beverly and Reverend Jesse Jackson. So Mark Anthony Wilkes says it will be in regards to acting. I keep telling Cassie acting is in her future.
Oh yes.
That's what I do when I'm not styling her clothes.
Yes, Mark Anthony has hooked me up a lot. He's been styling me for things. He's good. Shout out to Mark Anthony. But yeah, acting, yeah, he thinks I can be an actress.
Okay.
I've been asked that quite a bit, but I honestly have never dabbled into acting. The most I've ever done, I've done some voiceover work for commercials, and hosted some events and emceed, but other than that.
So taking it all the way back, going back, rewind to your younger years where you said you was 200 pounds and so. I know there may be some who may be watching and seeing that you have transformed your body from this to that. But talk about for you going through the peer pressure, going through probably getting taunted or whatever it was because of your size. How were you able to maneuver through that?
Well, I was loner. I was a loner in high school. I had my group of friends. I was never bullied, never teased. No one really ever messed with me, to be honest. So I never had to go through that. I was bullied in the industry at the time because even when I was like 15, 16, I was writing songs and wanted to sing. Of course, I had a lot to learn, still have a lot to learn. But at the time, literally, people would listen to a demo when I was trying to even work with producers, like just people to write songs with me, to give me a shot. Let's go in the studio. I want a track, or I have this song idea, or I would like literally chase people around at 16, like, come on, and then you get someone to listen to you before they'd meet you. And they'd be like, oh yeah, that tone is cool. Oh yeah. They meet you and they would like literally like, oh, no, sorry. You're too fat to be, because I was doing pop music, especially. That's what I was focused on then as a teenager. And they were like, oh, no, sorry, you're too overweight. You're too fat to do it. So maybe you could be behind the scenes. And at the time I was just like, is that really, and maybe people use that as an excuse too at the time. Cause they're like, she's young and experienced. I'm not wasting my time. That might've been part of it too. But after a while, it did become hurtful. Cause it's like, I'm a very driven person. And when I focus on something,
that's it.
I'm going to do it. And if it takes this, okay, I'm going to do that. Now what? Okay, I'm going to do that. Now what? That's how I am. Like, I'm not going to just be told if that's losing weight. So that's what I did. That's what got me into it. I'm very thankful that I did that at a young age. I started at 19 is when I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to lose weight. And I did it the healthy way. I didn't take diet pills. I didn't do fast. I literally ate right, worked out, and I learned healthier habits. And I'm glad I did that then, because now it's just my life. It's what I do in life. It's how I live my life.
So I know that you sing a lot of them, but what are your thoughts with women right now in the industry and how they are presenting themselves? You know, they're very talented, but then you have some that may use their looks. Some can say it's a statement. Some can be like, "Oh, you're doing too much. You're showing too much." You know, in regards to your look.
Honestly, I'm okay with women being sexual. I don't have a problem with that. If that's what they're comfortable with and that's what they want to do. I just had this conversation with a young artist who thought some people who don't come to her shows or older than her thought she was doing too much in her live shows. And I said, well, are you comfortable with it? And she said, yeah, that's, you know, it's my music. Well, then does it matter? Are the people you come see and do they enjoy the show? Yeah. I feel like if you are okay with what you're doing and it's not hurting anybody, then okay. That goes back to my thing with, they don't have to listen to it. They don't have to watch the music video. They don't have to go to that concert. There's other people that maybe want to do this. You know, so certain women, I believe that as a person, we all have different eras in our lives. And sometimes women their project may be that, and they want to be more sexual, or they want to be, you know, they want to wear skimpy stuff or perform provocatively. Maybe the song that they wrote or the art they're presenting. But then you have the other people who they're never going to do. You will never see them like that. This is what they're doing. They're very classy. They want to present themselves in a certain way. And I think that's okay. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody owes anyone an explanation about how they're presenting themselves. Again, that's up to you. If you don't want that to be, you don't have to listen to it. Now, do I believe certain things little girls shouldn't be looking up to? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Like we adjust our shows when we're in front of kids. What you see me do in a club, I would never do when
at a family and friends event.
Yeah, like there's certain things. I think there is lines to cross, but again, that's where parenting comes in with kids. Like, what are your kids watching? What are they listening to? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't believe, I'm not going to ever shame a woman for being comfortable and being sexual or dressing a certain way. If that's what they want, mm-hmm. then okay. Like, I'm all for people doing how they want to express themselves. Now, like I said, I don't believe that in front of a 5-year-old, you should be twerking on drums or, mm-hmm. No, they probably see that all the time. Yeah. So, but again, that's sensory coming from parenting point of view.
And so how many years would you say you've been in the music industry?
Ooh, now you're gonna make me say my age. I've been in the industry probably 22 years.
Okay.
Probably, if you want to say professionally, yeah.
So with your experience, talk about the pressures of being a woman in the music industry.
There's a lot of pressures. There's a lot of pressures in the industry just being in it. Mm-hmm. But as a woman, I think there comes a whole other set of issues. Getting respect from peers, being taken seriously as a woman. I think there's a lot of double standards still with entertainers as women. Like, you're around a lot of men, and so there is a responsibility to carry yourself a certain way just because you need to respect it. Whether people say it or not, I'm not saying all the men in the industry are bad, because it's not true. There's great men. I work with great men. Mm-hmm. But you do have certain things and situations that can present themselves to you that a woman would have to deal with versus a man. And that's facts. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can talk to a lot of women in the industry, big or small levels, and it's the same. You're always going to have certain situations where people try to take advantage of that. Like, yeah. Oh, well, trying to use it for a different thing, or not have the respect for you that they might a man. Paying people, they might talk to you a certain way that they're not going to come to oh boy a certain way.
Right.
So there are certain things I think as a woman that are challenging as in business, and especially in the music industry. I just feel like there could become a lack of respect, or because a woman is dressing a certain way. Like they think, oh, well.
Well, if she can twerk on a bass drum, if she can twerk on something else,
yeah,
stuff
and be
like
disrespectful,
that. Yeah.
And I'm not saying ever, but that also though, just crossing lines, I could go on and on about it. It's hard, but yeah, to answer it, yes, there is a double standard still, and I do feel like women have to be more assertive. And some people, you're still going to get called a bitch or something if you're too about business or too assertive. But I think in a way you have to do it a little bit to protect yourself, because not everybody is going to respect you as they would a man. Like being met first by some men, because you're a man, they're already going to approach you differently than they would if you're a woman, or take you more seriously, or so yeah. I think those still do exist.
314 Day, once again, it's coming up very soon. What are your thoughts on the state of music from St. Louis artists?
From St. Louis artists. You're talking underground?
It doesn't even matter.
Okay, I think we have some great artists here, personally.
Yeah.
I think our talent here is very good. I know a lot of great underground hip hop artists that are out here doing their thing. I know a lot of great local musicians, jazz musicians. I think we have some good music. With that, in my opinion, I don't like all of it, but they might not like what I do, so it's okay. Again, it's hard for me to really rag on other people, because I'm a firm supporter. I'm like, if you're going for it, I love that for you. Like, that's how I am. And
you brought up the word support. That's been, I think, something that's been carrying on for God knows how long in St. Louis. It's one of our topics, one of my biggest topics I have on the show when I have certain artists or guests on the show. But talk about collaboration versus competition.
I mean, I think crabs in a barrel does still exist. But I do think there's some good things too. I think people choose to focus on the negative a lot. There is that mentality where they can't do better than me. Like, I like you as long as you're not doing better than me. But then you also have people like myself, and there's other people. I mean, Nico's a great supporter, where we're never going to wish bad on you. If you succeed, yay. Like, that's how I am. Now, don't get me wrong. There's always healthy competition, but there's a difference between competition and being just downright hateful. And envious. Like, that's nasty.
And I'm glad you brought it up, because something that I saw, and I don't know the full story, so if you want to go ahead and bring it out, you can. But the Forest Park Twilight Thursday, one night it was the Usher tribute.
Yeah.
And what's the name? Lead singer, former lead singer.
Justin.
Yeah, Justin Time, excuse me. That's what it was. He performed, and I looked to my left. I looked to the left of the stage, and I saw you, Nico, and whomever else from the Flirt was there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's dope. Because, you know what I'm saying? I know that he used to be part of the band, a big force. Then something happened between that time. And then now, of course, like you said, Flirt has came through. Nico is now officially part of the band.
Yeah, there's no.
So I thought, man, that's dope to see that support, because y'all could have been like, nah, he used to be part of us, but this and that happened, and why support? But I thought that was pretty dope in my eyes.
Well, Nico's known him a long time too, even before the band.
Say that.
Yeah, so it's it's all good. No, we're good. No, that was a cool show. That was a good show.
Yeah, yeah. So, because once I met my wife, I've heard of Dirty Mugs. Actually, I was supposed to have done a show with y'all maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But something happened, don't know what it was, and it got like Dirty Mugs didn't come out. But I still did a perform. I still DJ'd, and there was some other acts there. I'm not sure what happened, but like I said, this is a long time ago. But so obviously Justin was was part of the band at that time.
JC.
Yeah. So but yeah, so I just thought, when I saw that was a pretty cool moment to me, to show that, hey, it's still all love and we're here to support, because there is an issue with the whole crabs in a barrel.
Here it is. That's true.
And gatekeeping. I think gatekeeping has been coming up to the ranks too, as they're like, I'm trying to see about this person and holler. And I always say, the money ain't gonna stop. The money ain't gonna run out. We can all get this. You know what I'm saying? So why should this person, or let's say I'm DJing and another DJ is gatekeeping or trying to prevent me from trying to succeed, where we can all do this together? And I think that's just been something that's always just been a cloud over St.
I think that any type of like, I think obviously everybody wants to succeed, but I think if you're more worried about keeping somebody from something that they want to do over focusing on yourself, then I think that's an internal problem.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree, because I mean, I'm all about trying to show as much love and support and collaboration. It's like, even though now I know they are in great terms, but like even when Nelly came out, there was this whole thing about Nelly, and then here comes Chingy, then Pretty Willie, and it's like, when I always wish, and I hope I can have Nelly on. Hope you watch Nelly, make it happen. But I just would love to ask, during the peak of all their careers, how great it would have been to have seen those three, especially I would say Chingy and Nelly, because they were just, anything they put out was hot. It just would have been amazing at that peak to come out and do like what ATL has been doing.
Oh, they collaborated.
You know what I'm saying? What California has been doing, what other states have been doing when you're both at the peak. Now, like I said, I love what they're doing now, but even though it's more of a, I'm saying, back in the day artists now, unfortunately it is.
Throwbacks.
Even though those concerts are selling, but still, it just would have been so much more magic if at the peak they were able to.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know.
But once again, this has been amazing. This next segment is brought to you by Smooth Moments. Got some cool little photos that I saw. I just wanted to show.
You did do some research, huh?
Yes.
What else you got?
I wanted to show and just get your opinion on where you were at this time, or what it means to you, the whole nine. So let's have some fun. Let's start off with this.
Oh. It's my long lock stays.
It's giving vanity.
Yeah, vanity. Oh, that's funny. You said that we did that girl group. That's how I wore my hair for a little bit. Long red hair. I was doing that was the Takeover era. That was the Takeover days, that album. That was the look for the album. Yep. I think that was probably before one of my release shows, I think, is where that was taken. My old roommate, Corinne. Shout out, Corinne.
Let's go with this one.
Okay. That was, obviously I'm cutting my hair now. That was probably the next era. That actually was Eye Candy Photography. Oh, that's when I was in doing some more bands like Electric Soul, and we were doing more like Alicia Keys and Sade and things like that. So, yeah. Bodybuilding.
There we saw those. Here we go.
That's China. That was me and my dancers. Funny thing, I actually still keep in touch with some of them. Yeah, that was from China. That was over there. They were my dancers. That's when, so the first half I was with a group of dancers from Spain. And then the second half, those are my girls from Chicago. And I remember being so excited because I was like, we can all communicate with no issues. And it was so much fun. That's the China tour. That was the second half.
Awesome.
Those are the girls from Spain. That was the first half of the China tour. Yep. Oh, this was my 2014. This was my era when I got back from China, and I was doing some, I actually was auditioning for labels here in America after I did that. They had a lot of interest when I came back. And so that's what that was. And again, I used to perform with dancers all the time. So that was my thing. I think is that the Flyboys behind me? You guys remember the Flyboys from St. Louis?
The name sound familiar.
Doc, Wisdom.
Was this at the Ambassador?
Probably was, yeah. Probably. I think that was the time me and Nico were on the same bill, but we weren't together. I think Dirty Mugs was on that bill too.
Wow.
That's funny. Okay. Yep.
It's amazing how
How it happens.
life works, right?
Yeah. That was a Dirty Mug show.
That's a cold photo too.
At the casino. Yep. That was Angela's photos. Angela photography. She did Dirty Mugs photography a lot in the early days. Yep.
And I love asking this question. When you had the mic in your hand, talk about that feeling of having that control of that room, and the people are just, it's like everything else. Whatever you're doing, it stops. They see you holding the mic and about to do your thing, or you already do your thing. Just talk about that feeling that you have, controlling the stage, controlling the atmosphere, when you are just doing your thing.
It honestly is my comfort zone. I don't know. I feel at home on the stage. I feel more comfortable up there than I was telling you about, and just natural attending social situations. That sounds odd to people, but I don't know. I've always felt more at home. Of course, there's more performances where I might get a little more nervous, but it's more of an excited nervous. I just enjoy it. I don't know. It's at this point in my life, I've been blessed to do it for, like I said, over 20 years. And it's just kind of like my second home.
Yeah.
It's like when I was touring, that was the thing I looked forward to the most, because it was the one thing that was familiar to me compared to like being in a whole nother environment, not knowing anyone. And you're like, okay, finally something I know. Like, yeah.
Love it. Look at this photo.
Oh, that's the same. That's not a pretty photo, but that looks like it's at a festival. I don't know what festival that was from, but yeah, that was another Angela photo, I believe.
The many looks.
Yeah, the many
Lotty
looks.
London.
Oh God. That's another dirty. I actually see Mugs back there. That was at U City. That's U City Fair.
Okay.
Back in Pretty Boy Entertainment. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he's passed away too. That was Night Rider music video shoot. It's still out there on YouTube.
Really?
And actually, who's on the guitar, that's KD, who's actually our keyboard player, but he's an amazing producer and songwriter. And so we worked on this song together. There's Dee, he's on the bass. That's so funny. Jeremy is on the drums. And again, this is a video shoot, so we're not really playing. This is just one scene from the shoot. And we set up the lighting in a broke down warehouse. And I invited a bunch of friends down and got them some liquor. And we had like a party down there. And they came down just to create like a crowd scene. And we were in an abandoned building and we lit it up at night. Yeah, that was a fun shoot.
Yeah, because I don't see no chords.
No, there's no chords. No, it's just for the video. It was just the imagery.
All right. I love it.
Yeah, just for the video. And that's Jeremy in the back, who's now on drums with us, who wasn't at the time of this. Yeah. Oh, wow. So, this is a funny photo because of the future where everybody is now.
That's what I'm going to get to next, but go ahead.
So that is Romeo next to me. Dee Dee's behind me. So Romeo is who I was telling you started the band. So there was a brief moment where he came back and we had 3 singers, and he lived back in St. Louis for a couple months before he moved back to LA. So that's Romeo. Dee Dee, you know him. This was at a festival, a community event. That little boy in front of Justin, that's L Train.
Yes.
That's L Train in St. Louis.
I had this
He's
picture
an up-and-coming artist. It's so funny to see this, ironic, because he's actually a recording artist now.
Yes.
He's out there living his dreams. He's 16 or 17, but he has been hanging out with our band since he couldn't even talk. Yeah. Like, he would get up there and do his moves and pretend he was on the mic with us. But he's grown now and becoming an entertainer himself.
Yes,
so that picture is great.
Yeah, he's family.
Yes.
He's family too.
Oh yeah. So, yes. We watched him grow up.
We're gonna say, because he was on Smoooth Conversations last year. So that was a great conversation with him as well. But yeah, seeing him come up to his own, you could tell that he has it and he wants it.
Oh yeah, he's focused. We've known his family and him for a lot of years. Dee Dee's known his aunt forever. Yeah. And that's why when he was a little kid, he would come out, we just put him on stage and he just was ready.
Yeah.
He was not shy. And I have more pictures with him on the stage, and
Oh yeah.
he hates it every time I see him. I'm like, oh, look at you. He's like, stop. I'm like,
But yeah, just amazing just seeing the
you should have had it
progress,
before
man.
and after.
Right.
About trying to show the people how
I thought about
much
doing
older
that.
L
I
Train
thought
is
about
now.
doing that, but yeah. But for
Yeah.
those who ain't seen it, like she said, L
Check him
Train,
out, L
just put in
Train.
L
He's out
Train.
there.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's doing this thing.
Mhm. Me and Nelly, yep.
And how many years have y'all been doing
We just did this last one. So he's had us doing it. We've done four or five of them now, the Nelly Black and White Ball.
Yeah.
It's always a good time. They always have, like this year they had Busta Rhymes and Dougie Fresh.
Yeah.
The year before they had Neo. En Vogue was there one year. And we always hang out and talk with everybody, and
That's another bucket list for my wife and I to do.
it's fun.
the ball.
It's a good time. It's dressed to impress. Obviously, black tie, black and white, attire only, and it's a fundraiser too. It's for a good cause. It's for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Put it out there. Smooth Conversations will be
Smooth
there.
Conversations will be at the Nelly Black and White
There it
Ball.
is. We're gonna put it out there right now. We're gonna make it happen.
Yep.
Let's see here. Yeah. So
Well, we know Nico. That's Nico.
I have a few photos come up like this,
Mhm.
but I just want you to give maybe one or maybe one word association for seeing this photo and talking about him. What comes to mind?
Of this particular photo?
Yeah.
That was Ballpark Village. I think that was 314 Day. Yeah, 314 Day.
And you said earlier that he was like the missing piece.
Yes.
So
For where we're at now, yes.
yeah. So like I said, one or a few words when I show these next few pictures right here.
Katie, throwback hair. Check them out. That's it.
Let's see.
Cardinals opening day. That was the same day I was telling you about that video that went viral with the crowd. Yep. Dee James always smiling.
And so this photo here, you brought up earlier how over time, you know what I'm saying, things change in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people come, people go. It's still, all love is a family kind of thing. So I saw this photo and I was like, man, it's crazy how life can change over, the span of 15 years. But talk about this photo right here.
Oh, yeah. Black and white ball. Mm-hmm. Yep. Things have changed. Yeah. But that's Katie, me, and Dee were still there. And then the other three. Yep.
So talk about for you, what was that transition like? How were the feelings when, the drummer left and JC left and others who may have left and moved on?
Well, it happened during COVID, first of all. Okay. So it wasn't like we were really together at the time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
We were out of work for almost a year.
Gotcha.
And that's when everything happened. So when it was time to come back, actually, Lent and Boney were still rocking with us for a while, but then Lent ended up with some I do too, Jamie. That's always a fun time.
She keep talking about that because now ever since she's been married to me, we've been going to opening day games.
They don't do it anymore down there. They keep it real.
So yeah, it's funny you say that. So the first year that her and I went to opening day, because I go to the game as well, but she likes to go to experience, of course, dirty mugs. And so now over the first year, we just went to the Ballpark Village, and it wasn't nothing like what she was wanting.
No, it used to be the Tums parking lot, and it was right across from the stadium. And KMOV was the ones hosting, which I don't think they do anymore, but they were hosting. And we used to do it every year, and it was cool. It was a lot of fun, rain or shine. Right. We would be down there.
They outside,
thousands just having a blast, But they've cut back on a lot of that down there. I'm not really sure. So
then the following year and the last couple of years now, we didn't go last year, but the previous years before that, Kena Plaza would have a band. And Charlie Chan would DJ, and they'll have a band there. and they hold things down.
Well, Keener Plaza has been doing, they're probably one of the main ones down there that's been, you know, but there's a lot of new venues downtown, like the Key, shout out to the Key, the Kransberg Arts District. Like they're doing a lot of cool stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff still going on. Yeah.
So, let's see here. Let's talk about this dope photo. So, like I said, coming from this group to this.
Yep.
So talk about this.
This is one select picture. Yeah, we're Jordan and Jeremy aren't in it, but yeah. So this is our album promotional. We did this shoot for our album and for the 15th anniversary show. And so these were the me, Didi, and Katie have been the longest. So, and then of course Nico, and this was our shoot we did. And there was actually a second half where everybody was involved with the music video and stuff. But these are just the OGs, I would say, of the group, Nico. But this was when we were just really honing in and starting to write and lock in. And I say it's the new era. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Comment from Cortez Brown, hubby doing his things. That's what's up. Proud of y'all.
I don't.
And let's see here. Talk about this right here.
Oh, yes. Meadow and Tammy Holland. Yes. Meadow she's a feature on one of the singles. I'm happy to have her. So I met Meadow a couple of years ago. I ran across her when she was a little girl, of course, when Tammy Holland was alive. But Meadow has been somebody I've been paying attention to for a lot of years, just on socials, even when she was in high school. And she is a talented human being and so full of personality and creativity, and she's going to go so far. I really believe in her as a young talent. And she's got a lot of projects out there, and she's performed with us. I reached out to her and we kind of brought her in on a few things with the band. She, on some live performances, she did a couple college stuff with us, and I had a song I featured her on, which you guys will hear very soon.
Hey.
Eyes on Me. Yes, it's a great song. Love it. But yeah, so she's a part of the Dirty Mugs clique. She's under the brand. She's under the umbrella. So
do you feel like after the passing of her incredible mother, rest in peace, Tammy Holland, that like a whole new energy just all of a sudden just came out of nowhere, or she always just had that?
I think she's always been full of personality. I think, you'd have to speak to her about the ins and outs of her mother. But I think she's always been very creative. Tammy Holland was very creative. Tammy Holland was very full of personality, and she definitely has a lot of that in her. But I believe she's always been like that. Even when Tammy was living, she was out doing music and all that. It's probably given her more drive, I would think, to succeed. But, she's coming into her own as well. Yeah. And she's doing it. She's making her way through life as every young woman. She's got a lot of years ahead of her. And I think she's special. I really do. I thought that since the first time I saw some of her stuff.
Yeah, because as you said earlier, I saw her performing at the Dirty Mugs 15-year anniversary, and she like, hey, this is who I am.
Yep, we performed our song there.
Yeah,
right there. Yep. Yep. And then she opened up for us. We had her do her stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's part of the fam. She's definitely. Her mother was a big supporter of the band from day one. And it's crazy because I laughed because in one of her recent interviews, she wore one of the original Dirty Mug shirts. I was like, where did you get that? She had to have been like Elton's age, young, when she first came out to see us. So
no, I love it. So this is the last slide. So take away the artist, take away all that you've done in regards to just being on stage. Take away being for right now, a daughter. Take away being from Wentzville. Just all out. Who is Cassandra Leah?
As a person?
Yes.
I just, in one word, I would say I'm just a driven person out here trying to be my most authentic self and leading with as much love as I can out here in the world.
Yeah, I love it. Well, once again, thank you for being on Smoooth Conversations.
Thank you for having me.
It was my pleasure. I'm gonna have you look at that camera, and I'm gonna ask you this last question.
More questions.
But no, it's the last one.
Okay.
But well, not the question. Well, I guess it is kind of a question. But I would just say, do you have any special shout outs that you want to give to everyone right there on the camera? And words of advice.
Special shout outs and words of advice. Gosh, I can't. There's so many people I want to shout out. Shout out to the fans who have been rocking with Dirty Mugs forever and everybody accepting me and coming to the shows. Hope to see you Saturday. Shout out to all my band members. Love you all. Shout out to friends and family. Love you all too. Words of advice. Just keep your head up. I'm so proud of everybody. I was just going on my timeline the other day and I'm just like, everyone is out just living fearlessly, doing what they set out to do and just going for it and being successful and happy. My only set of advice is, like I said, just be kind, but go for what you want. Do what makes you happy. Be you, be authentically you. And as long as you lead with that, I believe everything else will fall in place.
And with that being said, that is another edition of Smoooth Conversations. Thank you very much, Lottie. Amazing time, amazing conversation. As I said before, I hope that we can do many more collaborations down the line. Hope everyone has enjoyed it. Make sure y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, support Smoooth Productions, as it is now officially full-time, 1,000% on the go. So I need y'all support. smoothproductions.com. Check out everything that yours truly can provide for your event. Scan the QR code as well. Use your phone right now. Scan the QR code and connect with yours truly. You get all my information, the website, the shows, any and all things. So let's connect, let's collab, let's have fun doing the things that we love to do. Thank you very much, Nico, for the love. Awesome conversation. Look forward to getting back with you as well, Nico.
Got to come out Saturday. Come rock with us and look at the lost guitar on Dee. I forgot to say that. Oh, y'all didn't see that story?
Speaking of which, yes, I did see it on Channel 4. He lost a guitar about 5 years ago.
5 years ago, got stolen. He found it. It's going to be there Saturday. Y'all got to come out and see it. It's a rare guitar. It's really cool. And what a cool story.
And y'all will be
Westport Social.
There it is. So
no cover.
No cover.
Just got to be 21.
Come on through. Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate it. Everyone share it. As soon as this stream is over, it'll be archived automatically right on YouTube. So subscribe to it. Click that bell. So anytime Smoooth Conversations goes live, or I have any kind of highlights clip that will be coming up very soon, you'll be able to see it. So show your boy some love. Smoooth Productions.
Smoooth Productions.
Doing big things. There you go. Smoooth with 3 O's. And y'all have a great rest of y'all evening. We out. Smoooth with 3 O's.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.